and welcome to your Daily 5 with Jane Gallina. I'm also known as Airplane Jane, and you can reach me on social media at Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, my website, cjanetrade.com, or you can also feel free to email me anytime at jane@cjanetrade.com. Let's get into it. This week, we have seen a major move up in the indexes. However, we are testing a trend line on the S&P 500, and you can tell as well that when we're looking at, this is the weekly chart, we can see that we are having descending volume as we move to the upside. Many times this is going to lead to a divergence. We also have some selling wicks as we hit this trend line right here, including this week. So I would definitely be looking to see if we are able to close up above 430, a little bit more confidence, but still fairly weak volume. So very much looking at the indexes, also looking at the Qs, it's a little bit stronger. We have broken out up above, but we still have that selling wick and descending volume. Although we could be moving to the upside, I'm feeling a bit hesitant here as we are at the upper end of that upper channel. So I got more curious looking at the indexes with the Qs, right? And the SPY. First, we have Apple in the top position, weighted with 13.7% for the Qs and 7.5% almost for the SPY. Microsoft, we have 10.56 on the Qs and 6% on the SPY. Alphabet A and C class shares come in at 8% for the Qs and 3.84% for the S&P 500 ETF. We have Amazon at 7% and 3.4%. And finally, Tesla at 4.5% and 2.2%. So for the Qs, we're looking at 43% are related specifically to these 5 companies. 23 almost percent of the S&P 500. So 43% out of an index of 100 stocks, the movement has been run by 5 companies. Same thing, 23% out of 500 stock ETF is run by 5 companies. So these 5 companies are the ones that I am looking at right now to see, hey, are we topping out on them? Are they going to have a further move down or a continuation move? So let's start off with Apple. This is a daily chart of Apple. I do have the volume profile histogram over on the right-hand side. And you can see that we are hitting a bit of a resistance. We did have bigger volume right here as we had a selling wick at the top. We can see that we have quite an amount of selling volume right here. And when we look at the weekly chart, we can see why. This has been a multiple point resistance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is now the 7th test of this area. And we have big volume selling there. So if we do fail to close above 175 this week with all of this volume, a little bit of descending volume right here, I'd be looking for a move down. Confirmation to me would be if we close this gap down to 168 and we close below it. I would be looking at the Qs to then reverse. Next up is Microsoft as well. You can see we're setting up a bit of a channel here on our daily chart. Doesn't necessarily mean that we are going to be going bearish just yet. We did have dividends that just came in this week, so no surprise that they are trimming their position after taking some nice dividends potentially. But if we close below, let's look at our weekly. If we close below 285 on the weekly, we are topping out right here, right? Could that be another move to the downside, right? 285, potentially below 280, boom, we could be coming back down. Now, we did have a big volume right here, moving to the upside with earnings and also a short squeeze at that time. Pretty consistent volume over the past 3 weeks. However, this week is lagging a bit. With Alphabet, this is the weekly on the Class C because it had the most weighting in the Qs right off the bat. We can see here we had a nice reversal on the weekly. Now we're having an inside candle, a bit of a dark cloud cover. with some selling wick at the top, and we are descending volume again. So looking for Google Class C to close below 117.50. That would be my confirmation to watch for the downside. Again, 3 solid weeks with consistent volume. This week is lagging a bit. On the Class A shares, very similar chart, very similar pattern. A couple of gaps to be filled here, right? So looking for a close below 116.80 would give me that confidence that we are going to move down, an inside candle on the week as well. Amazon, I always think of Jeff Bezos saying, you know, one day I could see Amazon being bankrupt. I know we've heard a lot of people are refusing to work at certain locations for Amazon. Germany, I think they were striking. I know that I am located in Canada. We are no longer seeing next day. It's 2 to 3 days for delivery. That could frustrate a couple people, but it's really that cloud computing that makes a difference for Amazon. So if we see that their cloud computing continues to grow, I think that would likely move us to the upside, but we're getting lots of indications that we're slowing down here, in my opinion. We're starting to see that the MACD is just curling over, about to go negative, right? And we've started to see that we had a nice evening star up here at the top. We have not gone below 140. I would look for that on the daily chart, and on the weekly, I would look for below 138.50. But we do have a nice gap here on the weekly, right? We had a big buying wick last week and big selling wick this week. So keeping Amazon on watch as well. Again, descending volume. I'm starting to see a pattern here. I don't know. How about you guys? Amazon weekly, I think I put daily by mistake, and I was trying to put Tesla daily there. No worries. So Tesla weekly, you can see we have selling wicks. Again, we're hitting this resistance. Also, we have a nice rounded bottom. However, are we going to close above this resistance point of roughly 925, right? I'm seeing a lot of 3 bars right here of selling from roughly 880 to 925 area. So if we break below that 880 level, I would look for a potential move to the downside on Tesla as well. That's going to be it for your Daily 5 this week. I'd like to invite you to my members morning watch list, live streaming on YouTube every day that the market is open. Again, that's your Daily 5. Carpe profit, seize those profits one trade at a time, and have an amazing day.
Hey guys, Dave Keller here with StockCharts.com. Thanks so much for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, and we hope you did, hit the like button right below. Also, we have so much new content every day. Consider subscribing to the channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the video or right below. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a fantastic day.